Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Monday, it's September 5th of 2022. Here in the United States, it's Labor Day. It's a day off for most people, but even with the holiday, we have a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, I just wanted to bring you the quick update. Disney Cruise Lines has announced that for sailings on the Disney Dream, the Disney Fantasy, the Disney Wish, and the Disney Wonder starting on September 23rd, and then for the Disney Magic starting on November 7th, fully vaccinated guests will no longer be required to submit COVID test results in order to sail, including that second COVID test that has been in the past due at embarkation. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone who is sailing on Disney is aware of that. I think that'll make embarkation a lot easier for a lot of people. And I think it's kind of interesting. I have kind of been keeping my eye looking for stories about how if there are more cases on ships, fewer cases on ships with the change in just requiring, for example, sailings out of the UK to only show, just to be asked if you have done a COVID test. And so if any of you have seen any data on that, let me know. I've really been watching for it. I know that there is still COVID on ships, and there is still a lot of COVID everywhere else. I know a lot of people, several people where I live here have not been near a cruise ship or an airplane and they've got COVID. And so I think there's just a lot of COVID out there, but I would really like to know if any of you have heard about that. Now, I also want to invite you to put in the comments below anything that you think I should cover. I've decided I'm going to finally do my thing that comes to my mind about it is Princess, Are You Listening? There's a few things that I wish they would fix. And so I would like to really hear from you what you think would be a really big difference if Princess would address it. So put that in the comments below and it'll kind of give me some things to think about, and I will see what we hear a lot. Now, I did want to just mention we just finished putting up, we have a couple of videos that are about Kusadasi, the cruise port there in Turkey, where you can go to Ephesus. We did one just showing Ephesus, and then we did one showing the rest of Kusadasi, our day there, and we had an excellent tour guide. We got him just through Viator. We just booked him as a private tour guide. There was a driver with us. We had an excellent day, a magnificent day actually. No complaints. He was an excellent tour guide and our driver was excellent. We had such a wonderful day. And then also when we were in Istanbul, we had a marvelous day there too. And if I remember correctly, he did. Gordon put that in 2 videos as well, because we went to the Blue Mosque and to Hagia Sophia and Topkapi Palace. And then we also included in our excursion with Princess, we had the Bosphorus cruise there with lunch. And so often you go on those little lunch cruises and lunch is given to you with your excursion, and I always think that it's fine, but it's nothing that I'm like, oh my goodness, okay, this food was, oh my goodness, it was exceptional. We had, and it was beautiful. It truly was one of those really special days in your whole life, a once in a lifetime experience. The other thing that I wanted to add to that is truly the realization, I know that Turkey has a very sad past. I know that there's been a lot of bad things that their leaders have done. I know that it's been a great deal of sadness for their people. But I just wanted to say that when I go, I just wanted to see the beautiful country and see the beautiful people. And I feel like we were able to do that day. And I think my very favorite thing, besides seeing the beautiful places that I've read about and actually studied about and wanted to see in person, was the joy of seeing their children. Turkey's future is very bright. If how their children look have anything to do with it, they are so precious, as children are everywhere. But it just really struck me there that day. And so I hope that you enjoyed our videos about that. And I just wanted to let you know about that. If you have any questions about our visit there, surely put them down below and I will do my best to answer them for you. But I would go again in a heartbeat. In fact, I'm hoping to go again. It was that wonderful. And I have been places that I don't care to go again. or would be fine to go again. But that was a magnificent day, and there is more to see there, and I do want to see it. So I wanted to share that with you. Now, I wanted to let you know as well that we've got some updates. Larry right now is on the Emerald Princess. I had the opportunity also to speak to my sister on the phone, who is also on the Emerald Princess. She said that everything is going splendidly. The weather when they were in Edinburgh, she commented, as did Larry, that it was really rough seas. It was very windy, it was chilly, and the seas were rough on the tenders. And so I know that that was hard for some people. I think some people got sick is what I heard while they were on those tenders. But Larry, he commented, he said that they were doing the champagne fountain for the very first time since the cruising shut down on the Emerald Princess on his cruise. And I also really appreciated him talking about the fact that they are going to they're going to go to Le Havre so that they get to go see the beaches of Normandy. And so this ties into a big thing that I want to ask for your help with. So he was saying Le Havre is their last port going to Normandy. His grandfather was a medic in France in the army in World War I. His dad was in the Pacific. He was a merchant marine in World War II. He has a very long history of military service members in his family, including himself, and I just find that wonderful. So going to Normandy is going to be so very special for him because they had family members there. I know Gordon's father, he served in World War II, and when Gordon and I got to go, we didn't go to Normandy on a cruise ship. We just went to Paris for a few days with a couple of our children, and we rented a car and drove and had the best time. But right now there is a cruise that's going in. One of our Let's Go family members, and I booked her cruise for her, so I have been watching like a hawk, like every day, at least once or twice. I log in and look to see when you could book those, and of course they opened and they sold that fast. And so there are none left. So if any of you have gone to Le Havre on a cruise, called in that cruise port there, Le Havre, however you want to say it, if you have been there and taken your own private tour to go and had someone come and pick you up at the ship, take you to the Normandy beaches, be a great tour guide, and bring you back. If you have had that experience, can you please put in the comments or send me an email and let me know what company you used so that we can help them be able to get that magnificent experience for them, because they are wanting to go. It's in 2023 in May, but those excursions are sold out that fast. And she said, how do I get on the wait list? I looked, there's not a wait list available, which either says to me that the wait list, they're not doing a wait list on that, or else it's full, and so it no longer shows up. So there's not even the option to be wait listed on that. I'm going to keep my eye in case that option does start to show up again. But if any of you have done that, that would just really be so very valuable to us, and I would really appreciate you sharing it. So thank you. We've also got an update from the Enchanted Princess. Our Let's Go family members just completed a Denmark and Norway cruise on the Enchanted Princess. It was a culinary special, and indeed it was very special. They said no issues with COVID or anything else, easy embarkation in Southampton, and even quicker disembarkation. Some of the new shows that they got to see were the Rock Opera, Five Skies, and Spotlight Bar. They said they were all very good in their opinion, and the medallion and the app worked great. And so they had a magnificent cruise. So I'm really happy to hear that good news from the Enchanted Princess. Now, as often happens when it's a holiday weekend, sometimes travel, there's a lot more canceled flights, a lot more delays. They said that for the Labor Day weekend here in the United States, that travel is back to the levels that it was before COVID. And so I just wanted to bring you up to date a little bit, because I know a lot of us keep a really close eye on flight cancellations, both in the United States and around the world. And so I took a look at it, and even before the weekend started, there were like 303 cancellations, but then as we moved into the weekend, a lot more happened. So I wanted to bring you up to date. So on Sunday in the United States, there were 3,900 delayed flights and 216 canceled flights. Worldwide, there were 47,000 delayed flights and 2,600 canceled flights. And then today, and here in It's like 1:45 right at this moment, Eastern time in the United States. As of right now, there were 1,300 delays here in the United States and 74 canceled flights, and worldwide there were 11,000 delays and 2,600 cancellations to date as well. The reason I'm telling you this is just to let you know that we are not out of the woods yet when it comes to canceled flights. If I'm ever on a flight and it just goes on time like it just did with me going to Boston and back, I just am so tickled, and I know it's the hand of the Lord, but I very intentionally, it's more expensive of course to take a nonstop, but I did because I didn't want to get somewhere like there was a flight that was cheaper that would stop in Cincinnati, and that one has a lot of trouble, so I was just like, I'm just going to pay the extra and go nonstop. So kind of keep that in mind if that helps you at all when you're booking your flights, either for something else or if you're going to a cruise. See if you can get a nonstop, because once that flight goes, you're going to be okay. Now, along with that, I wanted to let you know, if any of you who have been with us very long here, of all of the Princess Ezair trouble that we had on our cruise that we just did to Europe at the end of May, ended in the middle of June. And we had huge problems. I'll have Gordon link that for those of you who are new. And I wasn't sure I was going to ever use Princess Ezair again after that. But we've got the Love Boat cruise coming up, and we're still not positive that Gordon can come with me. But I'm going. And so we thought he was coming, by the way, when we booked it, when we made final payment, we thought he was coming. And now we're not quite so positive. And so anyway, I am buying my ticket. I'm using Princess Ezair because I want to use up some future cruise credit that we've got. If I get my ticket that way, it will hopefully use up the rest of our future cruise credits, and I won't have to worry about it. But I wanted to let you know that as I have booked flights for people, and as Gordon and I have booked flights for years using Princess Ezair, and that's partly why I'm giving him another shot. We had 13 cruises with no trouble. On the 14th, we had trouble. But I just wanted to let you know that in the last few months, I have noticed an important message pop up. It says, the health and safety of our guests and crew have always been our top priorities. Our team is constantly monitoring global health environment relating to COVID-19. For cruises after the voluntary cause of global operations, browsing and booking of flights is accessible. Due to the fluidity of the current travel environment, all flights are subject to change or cancellation. Some countries may have quarantine, testing, or vaccination requirements for entry. Before travel, please contact your airline carrier's website, our website, your healthcare provider, and your government travel advisory for further information. And so that is a new thing that has just showed up. I don't think it was even there. I don't recall seeing it when we were even booking our flights to go to Europe. It could have been, and I missed it. But I wanted to let you all know that that is that comes right up when you go in to book Princess Ezair flights, and it does it whether you're booking it for yourself or if you are a travel agent and you're booking for someone else. That warning also comes up. Now, along with that, I wanted to let you all know that I did the video mentioning how I thought it was wonderful that Royal Caribbean is not having their future cruise credits expire, and now they are also letting you use them as onboard credit if you use them to book a cruise and you've still got some left. I think that's magnificent. I wish all the other cruise lines would follow suit. However, Gordon let me know that he saw on, I think it was the official Princess Cruises Facebook group, that someone had commented that they had called and told them that they were not able to use their future cruise credits because of their work schedule, and Princess had been kind and extended them for them. Someone else had theirs expire. They called right away and they put them back for them. So the reason I'm telling you this is if you have got future cruise credits that are expiring and with your work schedule you are not able to use them, or some other situation that is really prohibiting you from using them by the expiration date, call. It sounds like they're having a little bit more flexibility than we were hearing a while ago. So I would definitely call. And if you've had, log in right now, if you log into princess.com and look at your future cruise credits, you can see what you've got left. And if some have gone away, hurry up and call them and try to get them back. So I wanted to make sure that you knew about that. The next thing, these are just a couple of housekeeping things, and then we're going to end up with another discussion. So first of all, I had a Let's Go family member say they just got back from a cruise on the Regal Princess. They really like to collect those ship models that they sell. And you know what? I have not seen those for sale so much since the cruising restart. I don't know if they're not doing that as much. I don't know if I have missed them. That could be a thing. Or if it's just a supply chain thing and it's hard for them to get right now. So if any of you can comment, if any of the cruises that you've been on recently, if you've noticed those for sale or not, I think that would help everyone kind of know what's going on. I would appreciate it. Then the other thing is I want to talk to you about the internet really quick. I shared the story with you that Royal Caribbean just, signed on the dotted line with their deal with SpaceX for the Starlink internet service, which is going to be magnificent on their ships, and their internet was already better than Princess's anyway. Princess used to have really good internet, but it has kind of hit the wall. And I would say that the first time, it's been a little slower, I would say, since the restart, but it really hit the wall, I would say, starting in the springtime is when I heard people talk about it a lot more, and I noticed a really big difference on when we went to Europe. And before, that had not been a problem. So let me know what you all think of the internet and I would love to hear, no matter what cruise line you have been sailing on, let us know how the internet's doing. And like my sister, for example, on the Emerald Princess, she said it's awful. So I would really like to get your input on that. Now, this evening we are going to do our live. It's always on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern time here in the U.S. And we've got a lot to talk about tonight. So come ready to talk. Come and bring your questions. I'm really excited to see you all again. But I did not think that this is going to be such a big deal. When Carnival announced, in fact, I saw it when I was in Boston and I thought, oh yeah, that's fine. But it seems like I noticed that there was strong opinion. I read through the comments on some of Tony's video when he was talking about it. I've seen it mentioned in a lot of other places. So Carnival announced this for guests 17 years of age and under who are not accompanied by an adult in their traveling party, 21 years of age or older, must be clear of all public areas by 1 a.m. each evening unless they are involved in a Club O2 or a Circle C teen activity. And in my way of parenting, that made sense. But it seems like a lot of people have really different opinions about this. And so let's talk about this a little bit in our in our live tonight. The way I approach it is I think that by 1 o'clock in the morning, and maybe I'm old, I don't think I'm old, but I think that by 1 o'clock in the morning, it's okay to expect people to be quiet so that people that want to sleep can sleep. I have been on cruises when there are more children on it or not, and usually they're pretty quiet. Sometimes you hear them a little bit more, but that never bothers me. But I would really like to know what you all think about it, and I honestly think that it must have become something of a problem for Carnival to make this change and announce this. And so tell me what you think about it. I think it's okay. I think that if you have children with you, by 1 o'clock in the morning, you can either have them with you or have them be in the cabin. I don't think that that's bad at all. And clearly that there are the Club O2 and the Circle C teen activities going on. So if you don't want to be in charge of them, then you can let them participate in those activities. That's what I would think. And if you really don't want to keep track of your children, you just want to have a vacation, I would say leave them at home. And so that's just me. And so I would like to know what all of you think about that. And other than that, let me know if you've got questions on anything. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you appreciate these updates, please give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate all of you being here with me. You're wonderful, so thank you. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.